Glyphs. On your prime glyphs, you want Earth Shield. It increases the amount healed by Earth by 20%, as well as on the buff of improved shields increases by 15, which means it increases by 35, as well as other other various buffs you get in the restoration tree. Next one is Glyph of Riptide, which increases his Riptide by 40%. I find it effective on people people that don't need massive amounts of healing done, because I can just cast one Riptide and it works as a healing over time spell. Kind of like a rejuvenation, or in fact, yes, kind of like a rejuvenation. Next one I choose, the third one, is entirely your choice. I find effective Glyph of Unleashed Lightning, which allows Lightning Bolt to be cast when moving, and I find that particularly helpful if I'm on a boss and I need a lot of mana fast. I just have to run around and I cast Lightning Bolt, and I don't have to stop and get back mana with this talent. Now going on to your major, I find effective Glyph of Healing Stream Totem. Because I personally use the healing stream totem, because it doesn't only heal and help. With this glyph, it increases and resistance by 200. Now, I know people think that's only in PvP environments, but if you're on a raid boss and he does like an AoE with like nature and I don't know, and frost and fire, at least then you have that extra help. I find that effective, as well as the fact of with this one totem, which is elemental resistance totem. It is 2-in-1 effectively, so I find that particularly effective. Let me turn down this music for you. Now, next one is the Glyph of Healing Wave. Whenever you use Healing Wave, it heals you for 20%, which means if you heal him for 100, it heals you for 20. It's not great that kind of major, but it does occasionally help. Next one is Glyph of Totemic Recall. Because as a shaman you are constantly dropping your totems, you would want to get them back with Totemic Recall, and this just increases in the mana which is given back by 50. For in your major glyphs, you could change any of these for, say, Chain Heal. What that does is when you cast Chain Heal, it decreases in the first heal by 10, but it increases everyone else's by 15. I find it effective, and I just haven't really changed it over yet. You could possibly use Grounding Totem, I guess, or Stone Claw Totem, but I find those for PvP environments only. Now on your minor glyphs, you don't have much of a choice. First and foremost, you would want Glyph of Renewed Life, which no longer requires which whenever you die and you have reincarnation up, you do not need a freaking regent to come back to life. I find that one of the best out, especially with the it's exactly like and the freaking druid with the freaking rebirth effect. but this is on you only. Next one I personally choose is the glyph of water walking, because occasionally I do need it. It doesn't need a freaking regent, most of you know. And the third and final one I choose is the glyph of Arctic Wolf, which whenever you transform into your ghost wolf form, you you and you don't look like that freaking ugly looking brown freaking wolf that looks half fucking dead. It makes you look nice and arctic-y, and this is what it looks like. No, just nice and completely white. That's what that looks like. Now, those are your talents and glyphs. Now, for your and on your totems, you don't really, you can, all these totems are completely up to you. You don't have to do pretty much anything with it. It all depends on your group. Like example, if you have a paladin which has devotion aura on, you would which is exactly this. It just increases on your armor. You change it to, for example, for stone, for strength of the earth. Oops, wrong button. Which just increases your strength and agility and come on. You can choose, however, you can choose freaking mana spring totem, which just gives back 300 mana every 5 seconds. I don't find that effective. Doesn't really help me out. But yeah, you can choose those, and the rest are all up to you. So that's pretty much it. And just one last thing: always have water up, and always have earth living weapon up at all times. Those are your priorities, and that's about it. Thank you, and I hope this helped all of you new shamans out there, and they can go out there and learn to kick a bit of ass. And this is part 1 of part 2. Part 2 is about being in an actual dungeon, and I will go over spells and rotations and your priorities. Thank you. Bye.